Hey you, hope you are amazing, hope you are well, wherever you are. I just want to firstly say thank you. Thank you for joining me on this page. Thank you for lending your ears. Thank you for giving some time over to listen to what I have to say. The reason why you're here is you're curious. You're curious what I am doing on this side of the page. And so I thank you for that, first of all. So a little bit about myself. I'm not going to just go on forever and ever. I'm just going to keep this quite short as possible. A little bit about myself. I am the motivational vocal coach. I am a professional singer by trade, by profession, whatever you want to call it. And I just help people find their voice. That's it. I'm not a vocal coach. I'm not a motivator. I'm somewhere in the middle, you know. And I just, on my journeys, just want to help people just be that little bit better. Want them to have a fuller, a wiser, a stronger, just a better experience singing and using their voice and building their confidence. I'm often around people that have a fear of singing, or they just want to get better. They're in an ensemble, they're in a choir, they're in a singing group, or they're a soloist, or they're an artist, and they just want to find their way. I'm just a signpost that helps them to find their way. And in this season, we've got this very exciting project, as you've been introduced to, from the sofa to the stage. Let me tell you a little bit about myself first before I go off into what we actually do. So like I said, a singer, just call it that. I love to sing. I've been singing since I was a child, and one of my earliest experiences of singing when I was a child was running downstairs into the living room to hear my mother sing and play the guitar to my younger brother. And I just remember the feeling of completeness, joy, peace, excitement, looking forward to the future, all of those things in listening to my mother's voice. And I think it was at that time I just decided that's what I want to do. I want to do that. I don't know how to do it, but that's what I want to do. And I've been chasing that thing ever since. And my earliest experience of singing or learning a song was actually in my parents' living room. And myself, my brother, and my sister, my dad would teach me one line, or teach us one line at a time per day. And so we would learn this line, and then just as we're getting it, he'd say, okay, off to school. So it would be before school in the morning. And we'd be looking forward to the next day because we was learning the next line, and then Tuesday we learn a line, Wednesday we learn a line, Thursday learn a line, until we had like a whole chorus. And it was at this point my dad was teaching me the earliest forms of being addicted to learning, having a wonderful experience with learning a song and performing it in the living room. And then we would go off from that point there, performing it to members of our family, performing that part of the song, and then singing that song to a larger cohort of the family, and then bigger family, bigger cohorts, like in a christening or a wedding. And we went from a christening and a wedding to singing in a church, and then from your little church services to a bigger church service, and then to a bigger church service to a bigger concert, and then going from singing as a singing group to choirs in festivals, in big concert halls, and then stadiums, and then TV, and then radio, and then artists and TV shows, and ultimately 2 billion people. And I look at that journey. The reason why I say that all of those those stages of my singing journey, I look at those stages of my singing journey, and I see many blueprints in each of those stages of how my confidence grew from strength to strength. And that's really the premise of what Sofa to the Stage is. I'm aware that there are tons of people, there are oceans of people on the planet that have a fear of singing, but actually don't know why they fear singing. And I heard that singing, that singing was actually up there on a survey, is up there with the fear of death, singing in front of a public audience. And so my mission is to really demystify and take away these powers of being nervous, of being anxious, of being scared and worried and afraid, and taking you from the sofa all the way to the stage. Do you want to know how I'm going to do it? Okay, well, let's go on. All of my exercises, all of my skill sets, all of my abilities to persevere, my growth of patience, my growth of being able to learn and not lose, all of those things are built around something that was floating in the air through my professions, whether I was a singer, whether I was a public speaker, whether I was in education teaching 6-year-old and 5-year-olds, whether I was teaching teachers or people in the corporate industry, and whether I was dealing with C-suite or B-suite. Every one of these spheres actually was teaching me spheres of influence on how to use my influence through singing or through using my voice, how to actually deliver a song or a presentation. And I want to share with you one of the foundations of how we are going to learn, how we're going to grow, how we're going to show, how we're going to know that confidence is not some sort of byproduct or an aftertaste, but confidence is a practice of a set of skills coming together. And the way I know them is my method is called the 5 spheres of influence. And what we have here is we have 5 spheres, simple as that. And we have the sphere of time, we have the sphere of energy, we have the sphere of emotion, we have the sphere of movement, and we have the sphere of thought. And as we practice these different spheres individually or collectively in separate partnerships with each other, what we have in the middle is we get to establish, we get to grow, we get to perfect on having amazing moments in time through song. What do I mean by that? Well, let's take, for example, if I was to look at the sphere of emotion and use that in a song, I'm often spoken to by people saying, I don't have the right emotion for this song, or this song is not right for me because I can't feel this song. So what we got to do then is break down what emotion is. And emotion is the culmination of energy and motion. And so we look at energy and motion, or energy and movement, which then brings us to the place of emotion. So maybe it's just about realigning how we bring our energy and how we bring our movement toward that song to bring the right emotion. Maybe on what the songs that you know are the emotions are not in line with how you feel all the time. So you can't connect with the song. Well, I'm going to teach you how the 5 spheres of influence actually govern us, direct us on picking, first of all, the right songs for us, or being able to deliver the song with the right energy, movement, and then maybe a secondary issue with thought and timing. And so we're going to use the spheres of influence through our journey, which I'm going to take you through our journey map on how to build our confidence as we build up these spheres of influence over time. Maybe you are a person that's very nervous. And because your nerves get the better of you, it then causes a knock-on effect on anatomical or your anatomy, on how you use your diaphragm, how you use your vocal folds, how you use the resonators and the vibrators all together in synergy. And so your thought has doomed you before you've actually initiated the 4 chambers or the 4 places of using your voice. So I'm going to teach you how the 5 spheres of influence help you and guide you to building a better, more confident singer, performer all around. Another method that we use is the trust tripod. And the trust tripod is one of the core foundations of our practice. And I believe, it's my belief that everybody on the planet, every person on the planet must learn how to rap. Yeah, I just wanted to leave that space to see what you're thinking at that time. So let's look at the trust tripod. R is for respiratory. When we know how to use our breathing, when we know how to have our body working in harmony with our actuator, our diaphragm, our lungs, we then get a better sense of confidence and power and control. Confidence, power, and control using our anatomical features, the resonators, the vibrators, the actuators. We get a better response, and then we get our body to work in harmony with each other, then affecting the song in a positive manner. R, respiratory. A, anatomically. I've just mentioned these 4 components of the voice. When they are working synergistically together, when they're working in harmony, when they're working congruently, when they're working together, I'm going to give you some skills that are going to show you to make you aware of how to use your body together when you join my vocal workout gym. More on that later on. And you will see a different result on how you deliver your voice. It won't be based on nerves or am I, aren't I, shall I, shan't I. It's not going to be based on that. It's going to be based on this is what I need to do. And that's going to bring a completely different outcome. And the last in the trust tripod in this trifactor is P, psychology. What we have in our mind, if we think it, it will happen. And most times, more times than any, people that think they're going to do something do it. So if you think that it's going to go bad, then it's going to send a message anatomically. It's going to send a message to the breathing, to our respiratory. And then we are going to be misaligned. And then the trust tripod will do the opposite of trusting itself, which you will build a lack of trust within your own body. And that's the problem with most of us on the planet when we go to sing in front of people. We start to second guess these pillars, these 3 pillars, which then causes this volatility, this uncertainty, this complexity, and this ambiguity in delivering our voice with confidence, power, and control. So how do we get to deliver this on this sofa to the stage journey? Well, let me take you to the journey map. And this is just a brief overview of what you will be taking part of in this 1 year exciting wild ride. Let me just touch on the main points. We want to get you through to 4 stages. The first stage is going to be where you perform on a virtual live concert. And we're going to build you up to that on our onboarding session and into the weeks following up to that. Next is stage 2, where we will be singing at an open mic night, a live event where you stand on stage, and I'm going to coach you to that point where you get to deliver your second song we're going to be working on. And that open mic night is going to be in front of a small audience. We're going to build you up to that. There are many steps in between, but don't worry. As we get closer to that open mic night, you will become more and more confident with presenting your voice until when you get on that stage, trust me, you will deliver your song. And then we have stage 3, which is a 100-seater venue. And this is going to be a slightly larger venue. And as I explained with my journey, the venues got larger as I became more confident, as I became more in control. And we're going to put that to the test in our stage 3 venue, and you're going to deliver your song. And stage 4, we get to a bigger venue, a 200-seater venue, where you get to deliver another song. These 4 stages will have smaller steps going through. In stage 1, we're going to map your success coming up to stage 1 with exercises, with things to do. You're going to be part of our community, which is on our new platform, School, and you're going to be accountable to other people that are also on the same journey as you. We're going to look at your limits and we're going to see how we're going to push beyond them. And I'm going to do an MOT on your voice with myself and other coaches. I'm going to show you stuff from my performance iceberg, and I'm going to coach you through how to really get hold of practice in a fun and exciting way where it's integrated into your life. Whatever busy schedule you have is going to be integrated into your life, and you're going to be able to grow in your practices with fun and excitement, not anxiety and nervousness. I'm going to teach you about the psychology of performance. And that's a big deal when we're talking about the third pillar in our trust tripod. We're going to start looking at repertoire in our stage 1, and then we will get our repertoire ready for that virtual live concert. Going on to stage 2, I'm going to teach you why your song selection is not the true reflection of yourself, using my song emotion wheel method. Just like colors are used to mix different colors, songs are also used to bring out a variety, a spectrum of emotions. Let me show you how, with my song emotion wheel chart, how you can pick the perfect song that will reflect not only you, but also push you to your limit and beyond. Also, carefully placed in between all of the stages are your performance pit stops. This is where we get to test our songs with each other within the cohort of Sofa to the Stage. Other people like you will be singing their songs and really kind of just bouncing off of each other. Listen, as a community, we grow stronger. And when we grow stronger, we start to become confident with ourselves in this mini audience cohort type. And so when we go to sing out in front of an audience, it doesn't feel like such a cold shower or a cold dip. We get to test how we are within people that have a like mind with us. We also have solo, sing out, live and overcome. Some strategies that will help you build your voice as a person singing by themselves. Many times we kind of latch on to other people singing with us, maybe it be in a choir, maybe it be in a duet, but I'm going to give you the ability to stand on your own 2 legs and grow in confidence and stand alone and sing out to live this experience and overcome your fears. In between stage 2 and stage 3, we have Studio Vox sessions where you can come down to St. Anne's Studios, vocal production studio, and you can test out your singing in a studio environment. This is a favorite amongst the people in our singing communities because it gets you to zero in and identify the sound around you and have an experiment in a studio environment. Listen, this session alone is a massive eye-opener to most of my students, if not all of them, because they get to see how it feels like when they're under the microscope and feel okay with it. And this helps, these kind of skill sets that you learn in this studio environment, they help you to be a better person in the live environment. And this is just because of one thing. You get to analyze yourself without any emotional outpouring, rather than criticizing yourself, thinking that you're a doomed singer. I'm also going to teach you how to build an audience. I'm going to teach you how to get the audience in the palm of your hand with performance presence. And this is a must-have for any singer that wants to deliver it in different environments, whether it's just between 1 or 2 people, or it's between 500 and 1,000 people. We're going to treat them the same and we're going to get them eaten out of our hands rather than us chattering in our teeth, wondering if we're good enough. Trust me, this building an audience is going to be completely a unique experience for you. And in between stage 3 and stage 4, you get to be a part of my one-day experience, Power to Perform. You get to hang out with my friends in the industry where they show you their tips, tricks, and hacks. And I'm telling you now, you will be empowered on giving your best performance in a way that you've never seen before. World-class performers, singers that are going to be hanging out with us for a day on a one-day seminar. You are going to get some of the creme de la creme advice from some of the world-class singers that I hang around with. And as you get past stage 4, leading your way up to the Gold Award, stage 5 is going to be for those people that achieve gold medal status. If you pass all of these 4 stages, you get a chance, an opportunity to be on the main stage. This is the select few which will be chosen throughout the year to be on a 1,000-seater concert where you get to perform with a live band in front of a huge audience. This is where you get to test your mettle. And if you get past, when you get past stage 1, 2, 3, and 4, you get the opportunity of a lifetime to present your favorite song in front of an audience and capture that magic moment with your family and friends watching. How does that sound to you? Does that sound like an amazing adventure? Now listen, this is, I don't want to call it like this. I don't want to call it this, but I'm going to call it this. It's like a bucket list. This is something that you get to do once in a lifetime. To be on stage and get your memory captured, all this amazing memory captured for all to see. And you get to transform yourself in 1 year through this amazing journey. Is this something that you would consider? Is this something that you've had a burning desire for? Is this been one of your dreams to be on stage and sing your song and be the best version of yourself singing this song, your anthem, your theme tune, the soundtrack of your life? Well, I'm going to take you through this journey. Should you choose to walk with me for the next 12 months, I'm going to take you through this journey from the sofa. I'm going to make sure when you get to that stage, you are going to be the best version of yourself, singing your song with confidence, power, and control. If you have the desire to fulfill this once-in-a-lifetime chance of being on stage, being coached by me, why don't you book a discovery call? Just click the button down here and let me talk with you. Let me see where you're at and let's see if we're a best fit for this journey. I'm looking for my tribe, for those people that have the desire to do what I've done in my lifetime several times over. And I'm well equipped with my 30 years of experience to be able to take you through all of these stages and empower you to be something that you've always dreamed of, the person that found their voice. Click the button down below and I'll see you on the other side.